Welcome back. We're going to move on into Chapter 5, Part 2, and this is the dictionary part. All right, we start again by copying the old project and renaming the copy to something that means something, right? And we will open that up in just a second when it's finished copying. All right, we've copied it, and now we're going to rename the copy. In this case, we're going to name it Chapter 5, Part 2, Dictionary. And we'll just go into the Assets folder and open one of the scenes so that we can get that project open. All right, and here we are in the project. And we're going to open up our learning script. All right, and we're going to select all the old stuff and just delete it, right? Well, first I want to make sure I'm in the right script, right? So you see I have two learning scripts here. You'll notice here that when I type in debug, that code completion doesn't do the work for me. This is a problem when MonoDevelop becomes out of sync with the Unity project, and I'm going to show you how to fix that here. So you have to go up to File, Edit, actually Assets, right? Assets, and click Sync MonoDevelop Project. Once you've done that, it'll probably ask you to save the changes you made, and it'll reopen the files that you had open. Hopefully. If it doesn't, come in here and open the file manually. And now when you type debug, it should give you the code completion that you're expecting. Okay, I always ask you to push your output to the output text.txt, but you should also always have it going to the debug log as well. But to make it simpler on yourself so you don't have to type as much, I always copy the string from the debug log straight into the text. And if you watch what I'm doing here, that's exactly what I'm doing, right? And all you have to do is change these numbers here and everything works out just fine. And make sure that your labels in your actual strings are equal to what you have in your variable. That way you don't get confused when you look at it, right? Okay, we'll switch back and see how that works. Switch over to Unity and we run it. And if you see, we only get the last output.txt on there, right? And I've seen a lot of you have this problem, right, in your assignments. A lot of questions have come about because of this. But if you look, you'll notice that they all say equals, and each one overwrites the value from the last one. So what we have to do is append it with the plus equals sign. And this will add the string to the previous one. Okay, so now we have all the data, all the output there, but it's all in one line. So now we have to add the new line character at the beginning of each line, and that will create a new line on the screen for each line of data. I'm going to save that, switch back. And now you see we have all of it. But notice that the GUI text, the original text for the GUI text object is still there. You need to do something about that. The easiest way to handle that is to go up into the GUI text box and just delete what is there to start with. Now click play, and you'll notice that the GUI text label is gone. Now on to page 75. I'm going to call this debugging because I have a few issues when I do this. Right? And you'll see here I have the list and the dictionary ready to go. And I run it. And I get an error. Right? Let's see what the error is. It says argument is out of range. This is a very common error you'll get when you're working with lists, arrays, and dictionaries, right? And so let's try to figure out what is going on. All right, so it says that line is out of range. And why is that exactly? All right, so we just delete that line, right? And we'll try it again. All right, so we get some data now, but we have another error, another out of range error. If you double click that, it takes us to another line. It says, my favorite ponies 30 is out of range. The problem here is we don't have my favorite ponies 30, right? And we just created the pony dictionary. The problem here is that I copied and pasted stuff so that it saves some typing, and sometimes that can cause some issues, right? So we still have it arguments out of range, and you'll see that the problem here is that I have I'm trying to access my favorite ponies, but in fact this is where I should be accessing the pony dictionary. So what I'm going to do is come in here, and for each one of these my favorite ponies, I'm going to change it to pony dictionary. Like so. And now we're good. Excellent.